Hi everybody, Alex Employer here from Expert Forex, and in this video I'm going to cover the linked account classifications that we have added to our linked account list. And you'll see the linked account classifications in the linkable accounts list, and I'm just going to go down on this web page to those particular lists. And there you can see them. We've classified them as medium risk, very high risk, and so on, to help you assess the risks involved in the particular accounts. And here you can see I've sorted them. There's the medium risk ones, and then further down are the medium to high risk, then the high risk, and the very high risk. Obviously, we're encouraging you to use the medium risk ones to start with. Okay, so I'll quickly run through the classifications. So at any one point, we could have up to 100 accounts that you can link to. To give you some basic guidance on account selection, we have grouped the linked accounts into categories based on risk. And there are 6 such categories. The first one is deleted accounts, and that's not shown. I'll go into that in a bit more detail. Then the second one is suspended accounts, not shown in the actual list, but the details are available on FX Blue. Then there are the very high risk accounts. Those are shown. The high risk accounts, as you've seen, those are shown. And the medium to high risk accounts that are shown. And then the medium risk accounts. And as I've mentioned, those are most probably the ones that you want to favor. Here are the locations of these lists. This is the website location, and this is the forum location. So I'll go into these in a little bit more detail. So deleted accounts are accounts that have had margin calls. Luckily, we haven't had too many accounts that have suffered to that, but we will also delete accounts that have very high drawdowns with no live followers. Also accounts that have low profitability with no live followers, and we'll also delete accounts that have poor equity charts with no live followers, because we don't want to present battling accounts to you, and that they will not be shown on the list, and they will never trade again. Then suspended accounts are the battling accounts, and those are the ones with drawdowns in the last 8 weeks or current drawdowns of more than $8,000, and the ones with negative equity below $10,000. Now, the values for these classifications might change from time to time, but this is the general guide that we'll use. As I said, suspended accounts will continue to trade and will be relisted. They could actually go back onto the list once the drawdowns are under control. Then we have the very high risk, and those are the positive accounts. All the accounts on the list have positive equity balances. To be classified as a high risk, drawdown has to be more than 5,000 in the last 8 weeks, and they must not fall into the suspended category. Then the high risk is also again a positive balance, and they have to have income for the last 8 weeks that is less than minus $1,000. Again, these accounts do not fall into the very high risk or suspended categories. Then we have the medium high risk, and these ones will have gains in the last 8 weeks better than minus $1,000. So they will have a reasonable profitability, and they will not fall into the other category. All the accounts on the list will have positive equity balances. Then the medium risk, and these values can change from time to time, but they will all be positive. They will have floating drawdowns lower than 1,500. The age of the account will generally be more than 60 days. The monthly gain will be more than 3%, and the worst drawdown in the last 8 weeks will be less than $5,000, and the gains in the last 8 weeks will be higher than $800. So that is where the medium risk accounts lie, and those are the ones that we encourage you to start your linked account service with. As I said, the values used for this classification can change from time to time. Please bear in mind that we only update the linked account lists once a week, but you can follow the current status by clicking on the FX Blue links to see the current status of each account. Now, I hope you find this linked account classification useful for you to shortlist your potential linking accounts. Also remember, depending on which factor you take into account to make decisions about accounts that you will link to. These columns are all sortable. So let's say you want to use the account gain as a factor. You would then just sort there. You sort the largest to the smallest, and there you will get it sorted in order of account gains since the account has traded. From me, Alex Employee, cheerio.